Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking, is this the end of retinol? So far in 2024, we've seen a significant decline in retinol serum sales versus the same point last year. We've seen an increase in government regulation of retinol as an ingredient. And we've also seen a lot of skincare brands pull their retinol products from shelves and switch to other alternatives. This has led a lot of people to speculate, is 2024 the year where, as consumers, we all move on from retinol into some other alternatives? This is something I want to explore in today's video, so sit back, relax, let's talk. Is this the end of retinol? Now, before we delve into the video proper, I would love to know, are you a first-time viewer of the channel? Is this the first time you've watched one of our videos? Or are you a regular consumer? The reason I'm interested in this is I'm playing around with some of the YouTube analytics in the background, and this is going to feed into a couple of projects that I'm working on in the future, which I'm super excited about. But your input would really be useful. So if you're watching the channel for the very first time, let me know by reaching down into the comment section and just leaving the thumbs up emoji. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, first of all, thank you so much. Your support genuinely means the world to me. Let me know by, again, in the comment section, leaving the heart emoji. Whether you're a first-time viewer or a regular consumer of the content here, I do just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because honestly, you guys are amazing, and replying to comments and your guys' recommendations every day is one of the highlights of my day. So yeah, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. Let's start with what exactly is going on with retinol. Well, a recent report showed that there's been globally a 14% decline in retinol serum sales versus the same point in 2023. This is pretty alarming because honestly, this has been a growth segment in the skincare industry for years. Sales of retinol serums have been increasing year on year out. So for 2024 to show quite a significant slowdown, got a lot of chatter online. Now, I think there's an awful lot of things that are feeding into that, which is really what I want to focus down on today's video. But I want to just put it out there, loud and proud, that retinol is perfectly safe to use in your skincare routine. I know when we hear about sales falling, regulators taking action, and brands pulling products and ingredients from shelves, it sets alarm bells ringing in our minds. None of this means that retinol is anything other than safe to be used on your skin. So let's just put that out there straight away, because this video isn't about fear mongering. It's about talking about some changes. So as consumers, we can all make the right choices when it comes to our individual skin's needs. So first up, let's talk about what might be impacting people's decision to move away from retinol. I think one of the biggest changes has been government regulation. Now, the biggest change came from within the European Union, which actually implemented a fairly strict ban on retinol-containing skincare products. Any product which is over a concentration of 0.3% retinol will no longer be available for sale in the European Union. I covered this in a separate video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. Definitely want to check out. Now, 0.3% is pretty weak by retinol standards, and a lot of brands are already pulling their higher strength options from that market. Now, what's interesting though is whilst the biggest decrease in retinol serum sales has come from within the European Union, it's also something that's been experienced in Australia, in the US, here in the UK. Countries that aren't impacted by this European Union ban, but are seeing similar, though slightly less significant, drops in retinol sales. Now, I think the reason for that is whether we're impacted directly by a new piece of regulation or not, it does have a wider impact in a globalized world. So you might not be watching this from the European Union, but you're certainly aware of the ban. In our minds, we think, okay, if one area is taking action on an ingredient, is that actually safe to use? Should we be using it in our skincare routine? Should we be looking for alternatives? And so I think a ban might not directly impact you, but in our minds, it definitely plays into that. And I think the European Union ban, coupled with a few other jurisdictions taking action on retinol too, has really just fed into the public skincare consciousness that maybe retinol isn't the very best option out there. There might be other, higher potency options, less irritating options that we can explore. And I think this really triggered the global skincare community to kind of take a second look at retinol and think, is this exactly right for me? Now, this comes on to, I think, the second point that's impacting retinol, and that's just the availability of other higher potency options, particularly tretinoin. So for years, if you wanted to use tretinoin or retin-A, you had to go to your dermatologist, you had to get a prescription. All of that cost money, and a trip to a dermatologist isn't that accessible for most of us. However, that's not the case. Starting in about 2018, 2020 onwards, you started to see these online consultation brands such as Curology, Skin and Me, Dermatica, which offered an online consultation, which then allowed you to access previously prescription-only tretinoin without the need to visit that dermatologist. This meant a lot of people just thought, okay, why am I messing around with retinol when, for the sake of a 5-minute online consultation, I can get the highest potency option, the one with the most data to prove how effective it actually is. Let's just cut out the middleman and go for that option. And you've seen a rise of these online consultation brands, and as a result, a lot of people are now using tretinoin that previously wouldn't have been able to. This is something that I did, and finally I've been able to master the art of tretinoin and use it in my skincare routine. Something I covered in a video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. But I think a lot of the switch away from retinol can be attributed to just the accessibility of previously prescription-only options. I think another big factor in the move away from retinol is just there's another over-the-counter retinoid taking up a lot more of the market, and that's retinal. Now, retinal might only be one letter different to retinol, but believe me, it's a completely different experience. Retinol is one of the few skincare ingredients that can actually give you enhanced results and fewer side effects. That's pretty much unheard of in skincare. Normally there's that trade-off, but you can actually get better anti-aging using retinal versus retinol and less sensitivity and irritation. Now with this, a lot of people think, well, that's a no-brainer. I might as well make the switch. They've been experimenting with retinal and just seeing enhanced results, which means they never go back to the retinol serums that they previously used. Now, until about 2023, retinal was a little bit of a niche ingredient. Us skincare nerds that like scouring the market for different options obviously knew about it. But it's only really 2024 where big name brands have started formulating with retinal and bringing it to the wider public consciousness. I think this is best demonstrated by the future launch of this product from The Ordinary. The Ordinary being one of the world's biggest skincare brands. This is their retinal emulsion. The fact that one of the biggest skincare brands is now plowing all their research and development into retinal shows that this really is going to be the direction of traffic across 2024. This actually launches on the 12th of March, and I've been experimenting with it for the past couple of weeks. Let me know in the comments if you want a full brand review of this one, whether you want to see it in action and my befores and afters. Let me know in the comments. But take it from me, when The Ordinary starts to formulate with retinal, this is going to show that this move away from retinol really is only going to continue as we move across the year. I honestly think this is a good thing for us as consumers because retinol has delivered so many great benefits for my own skin. I get enhanced anti-aging and I'm not getting the same sensitivity and irritation that I used to with my retinol serums. Retinol is also much more flexible, so you can really formulate with it in a number of unique ways in order to match as many skin types as possible. Take, for example, this. This is the K-Secret Retinal Liposome Serum. This actually takes retinal, kind of breaks it apart, formulates it with liposomes and fixes it all back together to give a much more gentle option than what you'll ever be able to achieve with retinol. So if you're somebody that has always avoided retinoids in general because you're worried about the level of sensitivity, give this a go. You'll get great anti-aging, but the minimum risk of side effects and irritation because of the formulation and what they've been able to do with this relatively high-strength retinal. Of course, if you want something that's maybe a little less complex than that, but a super affordable option, then the Geek and Gorgeous A Game 10 is one of my favourite retinal serums on the market. This, until The Ordinary, which let's be honest, is going to explode on launch, it's one of the best selling retinols, and for good reason. Super hydrating, really flexible, just about anyone can use this and get great results. Finally, retinal actually pairs really well with oil-based formulations. If you've ever used an oil-based retinol, they're usually greasy, sticky. As ingredients, they don't pair well together. Well, retinal, you absolutely can formulate well in an oil base, and that's something I did with this. This is the Mad About Skin Ultimate Anti-Aging Oil. Now, because I'm the ultimate fangirl for retinal, it's worked great for my skin. Of course, when it came to creating my own product, I used retinal as that key ingredient, but did so in an oil base. So if you've got got a dry or combination dry skin type, this could be a way of getting maximum hydration and that dose of retinal all at the same time. At the moment, this is actually on buy one, get one free. So if you want to get double the product for your hard-earned coin, now is the time. And I've linked all the products mentioned in the description box below. So whether you just want 2 for you or you want to buy 1 for you, give 1 away to a friend, this is the time to explore it when you can get a little extra product for your money. But yeah, retinal pairs well with oil-based formulations just to allow you to have maximum hydration and more flexibility than you were ever able to get with retinol. Because of the emergence of retinol as an ingredient, you're seeing a lot of brands now formulate with it, from The Ordinary through to e.l.f., and they're really directing research and development into it. And I think this really shows that retinol as an ingredient is slowly going to be on its way out. With brands not innovating because they know that, consumers aren't wanting retinol the way they used to. So that innovation dries up, which means a lot of the products start to stagnate. You don't get that same new product excitement around retinol because the products just don't exist. This is something that's going to see a big change over 2024, and I expect as we come to the end of this year, retinol to be featuring far less in our skincare routines than retinal, granactive retinoid, tretinoin, and the other options on the market. Do you think this is a fair assessment, or do you think actually retinol is going to be around for a lot longer than maybe we think? What's your preferred retinoid of choice? Sound off, give me your thoughts, feelings and opinions in the comment section below. These are just my thoughts, and I love filming this style of content where we kind of do a deep dive into what's going on in the industry, help us as consumers to understand what might be occurring and how we might need to tweak our skincare routine in reaction to that. If you still love your retinol serum, don't toss it in the bin. Continue to use it, because in skincare, my philosophy is use what works for you. But with more options and alternatives on the market, I think it's great to keep up to speed with developments so we can keep on top of our skincare game. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.